Hello everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at this ABCO 250 watt R40 heat light bulb. Now this is an interesting one, mostly because it seems to be a little bit shorter than a standard R40 or now BR40 heat lamp. It just seems to have a shorter neck to it or something to that nature. It just feels shorter than normal. Now the other thing that caught my eye was of course that it's an ABCO bulb. If we take a look at the etch here, the best that we can. I don't know how. Okay, there we go. It says infrared, 250 watt, ABCO, 120 volt Korea, weather duty. Oh, infrared heat, not infrared. It says infrared heat at the top there. Kind of hard to see, but there it is. Now, the other thing that's interesting is there's these little dots here. I don't know if you can kind of see them. It kind of looks like confetti or something. And I thought maybe it was on the outside. Maybe somebody hit it with a marker or something. But actually, that's the coating. The silver coating on the inside got dribbled onto the face of the bulb. And that's on the inside. It's a defect. All the little dots of reflective paint on the surface of the bulb here. So inside, obviously, we have our filament. Very nice thick filament there with some nice supports. I have seen some horizontal filament bulbs like this, mostly Sylvania, but I think to this day they're still in a nice C shape like this. Of course, in the bottom we have our heat shield to protect the base and the cement there so it doesn't separate. We do have a nice brass base here. Now, a lot of the more modern ones just use an aluminum base. They can get stuck in some cheap sockets, so this is a nice thing to have, a nice actual brass base. So that's really it. That is our 250 watt heat lamp. Nothing too surprising there other than the shortened shape. So of course, let's go ahead and put it into our socket here. Now normally these heat lamps you do not want to put into a plastic socket like this. You want to put them into a ceramic socket so they do not melt the socket because they do get very hot. So of course, let's go ahead and turn it on here. Oh yes, that feels good in this cold garage. Yes, it's warming up my fingers. I can appreciate that. Of course, if we turn off our lights here, we will find that it doesn't really make, the beautiful pattern that you'd expect from a standard floodlight. But we do have a unique pattern. You kind of see a dark area here, and that all depends on where you're looking at the bulb. If we look at it straight on, all we have is a filament. But if we look at it at some angles, we get a little bit more reflective filament going on. Like it's a little brighter over here than if we're looking, directly on at the thing. We don't really have much. So it really makes some cool effects, as we can see here on the table. So naturally, we're at 118 volts, 1.99 amps. 235 watts. Of course, a power factor of 1. It is incandescent after all. So let's go ahead and we'll wake up our meter here. And I'm just going to put it right in the brightest band so that we're getting the best light, I guess, that we can. I don't know. Nothing scientific here, but let's do it. And we will save that. That's number 4. The spectrum of the bulb at full brightness. And the CRI of 99.7. Okay, let's go ahead and move it over to our Variac here. So I'm going to turn it off. It's starting to smell a little bit. I'm sure it's burning off whatever oils or, stuff has been on it over all these years. It would have been really neat to find with its original box, but unfortunately, I didn't find it while I was there. Okay, we got it turned on. Let's turn our bulb back on. 120 volt. Of course, you get full dimmability here. It is incandescent after all. So you get some really neat reflections going on inside the bulb. Kind of at this dimmedness here, you might get a better look at that etch. It's really hard to focus on it, but you can kind of see it there in the center of your screen. Okay, let's go ahead and bring it back up. So there's 120. 110, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, and 10 volts. Of course, it's not really glowing there. We just got a barely a glow in there at 20 volts. So half of 120, we got 60 here. Out of curiosity, because we can, let's go ahead and do the same thing and capture that. We'll save that. The spectrum of the bulb at 60 volts and the CRI at 98.6. Definitely a warmer light. Very nice. You can kind of see on the back here, you know how it's kind of brushed or sprayed on, maybe when they were inserting or evacuating air or something, how it kind of messed up the, you know, reflective coating here. It's not as thick, but it's kind of at a flared shape. Interesting. Yeah. Very nice coating, though. I mean, you can use it as a mirror if you really had to. Huh. Let me dim it back down here. I couldn't tell if it had an air leak in it. I think it's fine. We would see a severe blackening and, well, white flumes and stuff, but I think we're good. I think we have a good vacuum in here. Nice little find. Let's turn our lights back on. And we'll put it back up to full brightness here so that you can see it cool down. Yes, a little bit of cool down there. Love the C-shaped filaments in these heat lamps. Wonderful little bulb. It is kind of warm, but I think I can handle it. We haven't had it on for too long. Anyway, I really do hope that you enjoyed this video, taking a look at this ABCO 250 watt heat lamp. I do like its shrunken size. Unfortunately, I don't have one readily available here to compare it with, but it's definitely a little bit smaller height-wise than a standard heat lamp would be. As always, I do hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, be sure to give it a like down below and leave a comment. I do enjoy reading all of your comments. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more great videos like this one. Also check out my secondary channel Merkove and subscribe over there for more behind the scenes and alternative content. Of course, check out the other videos here on this screen, and as always, thank you very much for watching.